I thought so. Patty was wonderful. Played beautifully.
Absolutely.
Your first name?
I'm Jane. Jane's a Victoria. We've never met
I don't.
before.
Okay, so we haven't met. Okay, Jane. Nice to meet you.
Nice to
Patty.
meet you too. I knew who you were because of your cello.
Okay. The cello is a giveaway. Good giveaway. That, and I normally have really curly hair, so.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that makes sense too. Yeah. Fiona left. She wants me to.
Laura is no sound.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It says there is, but I've got no sound. I'm even seeing the, no, not now. I'm sorry. She just asked me if there was sound yet. No, not yet. The thing is, I can see it moving. She's not muted, and I can see her microphone picking up sound. Okay.
In main hall, it's going to be from one camera because it's not connected to this, like in the sanctuary, to the sound system.
There we go, I think. If you're speaking, okay, no, she's obviously speaking. No.
Testing.
There.
Testing.
Okay, there, yes.
Volume was turned all the way down on the iPad, so I think we're good.
Ah, awesome. I meant to say yes, and I said guest. Whoops, or guest.
Like it's going to be through this iPad.
Hello, Zoom people.
Hello.
Okay, Laura, you can hear me?
I can.
That's great. Okay. I can hear you.
Oh,
It's not going
good.
to be easy for everybody in the whole room to hear you, but
So I just
So-
annoy you. This is
so I
wonderful.
think we'll probably be able to get started in about 5 minutes.
Wonderful.
Thank you for everybody on Zoom for your patience.
So now's the time to go get that
people
cup of
here-
coffee.
People are looking at cakes and getting seated.
I'm going to highlight those cakes again.
I'm going to join in on my laptop on the desk here. Hopefully it has
Wonderful.
somewhere to do that.
Laura, that first one looks really good. It's West.
Doesn't it? The
yeah.
tres leches? Oy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See
Although
it.
Those are of art. Oh my goodness.
Are those macaroons at the 1, 2, 3 out the fourth one back?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
leave it.
Yeah.
And then I will come sit down. I get to
Oh,
sit
those
down.
look so good.
Works of art.
Really?
Yes.
These are some serious love going into these things.
Yes.
I got to speak.
Patience and talent doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I do this kind of for a living.
Yours
so
looks amazing too, May.
I could
Wow.
bring it.
That looks so good. I'll spotlight this for a minute.
It's leaning against the silver.
I'm just saying. That looks so good.
So Laura, this is Dick's cake, not May's cake.
I'm sorry, Dick. I'm sorry, Dick. Yours looks amazing.
Yeah, let's keep that clear.
What's
You're
the
wearing a
flavor?
gray coat and she's wearing a blue sweater. So my eye is drawn to the blue. So obviously it must be her cake.
What flavor is the cake, Dick?
Dick, what flavor is the cake?
I think they're muted.
Are they? Yeah, they are. Y'all are muted. There we go.
Coconut and pecans.
Yeah, it's a white cake with coconut, pecans, and a lot of creams and that sort of stuff.
Egg whites.
Egg whites folded in.
Oh, hey, you know what?
That looks amazing.
Seemed to work.
Can you hear us now?
We can hear you now. Yes.
Oh,
Good.
did you not hear any of the ingredients before?
But not when you were first. Then after you unmuted, we did hear
Okay.
coconut and pecans and egg whites and
Yes,
creams and
that's
nom 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 nom.
I had a different message on the screen, so I worried.
Ah.
Is George gonna sit up here too?
I don't know. Should he? You can tell
Yeah.
him if he needs to. He's over there.
Oh, look, they've got us all up on Zoom in the over in the corner on the
Then if-
display.
if we go and talk there.
I think we should,
Because
from here, that people on Zoom can hear us here.
Yeah.
So that microphone should come up.
so that the people here can hear through the microphone.
Oh, there's a microphone there.
Yeah.
So we should just bring that, like,
Okay.
I think it should be kind of close. You have the agenda in front of you?
I do.
Okay, what do you think we should, you want to ask people or we'll get started in about 3 minutes?
Okay, sure.
That's good.
Yeah. If everybody can start taking their seats, we'll get started in just a couple minutes. It's Kevin.
I'm gonna take advantage of the time to look at the cakes
got-
again.
This mini
Is
setup,
I can
looking
hear-
at the audio.
Oh, okay, great.
If we need to, if we really have problems hearing, we can always grab it and just set it down here and turn the video off.
Okay, if you have problems.
If we have
with,
problems hearing,
Oh, okay,
yeah, because we've got,
okay,
They're not in the order that they are going to be presented.
okay,
So
all right.
because there's the one on the dollar as well, that'll get, the big one on the dollar, that'll get everything in case we have to grab that.
Okay, great. I can't hear you.
What are these networks attached to these doors?
You can close those doors.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for the pinata.
Oh.
All right. All right. start? No. We're going to start with the 2 cakes. Great, whatever order you want. Should we get started?
Yeah.
All right, we are going to get started, and just want to make sure that those on Zoom can hear. Laura, I'm going to use
We
you.
can.
Great. Can people on Zoom see what's going on?
Yes, we can.
We
Got
can.
a couple of visuals here of you as well. And anyway, well, we're going to start with a prayer. The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
The collect for today was so appropriate and wonderful. I'd like to pray that again. So, gracious and loving God, give us grace to answer readily the call of our Savior Jesus Christ and proclaim to all people the good news of his salvation, that we and the whole world may perceive the glory of his marvelous works, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God forever and ever. And may this meeting be a blessing to us. We give thanks for those on Zoom, those in person, for all those who have worked to plan this morning and this information that we will be sharing. Bless us in this annual meeting and in the year to come. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, well, we have an annual report. And I think if you have it, raise it up. Let me see. I think everybody in person has one. If not, there are more copies on the cart. For those on Zoom, it is on the website, the St. Mark website, and also is in the email. A link to it was in the morning email, kind of toward the bottom. It talks about the annual meeting. There's a link to it. I guess I want to just let people know that this is not, there still are some errors in here. And if you find an error or two, let me know. We will publish a revised one. I know that, for example, in the music search committee, one of the very important people in that committee was not listed. It's Hal Stratton. And again, that was just a terrible oversight on my part, and I beg your forgiveness, but there will be other errors. And you know, the Amish have this tradition of always putting an error into their quilts on purpose so they know that they're not perfect, because you might think it's a perfect one, but even with that error in there, there are other errors, and there are errors in here. So please, I ask your forgiveness, but also your help in making it as good as it can be. So the first order of business is to appoint Bob Ulrich as clerk. And is Bob here?
He is.
Bob is on Zoom. He just said he is. Are you willing to serve as our clerk of the annual meeting?
I am.
He said he is. He said, I am.
Yes.
So, Bob, you are so approved. Thank you so much. And you can see, if we can make that laptop show the speaker, then people can see. Just a second, Lynn is going to make that happen. So we can see, I can see your face, Bob, on my laptop.
So, George, one piece of housekeeping. If somebody could tell me how many people are there in person, so I can put those in my notes.
There we go. There's Bob. Bob, now we can see you in here. And thank you so much for serving as the clerk. And now, Bob was our clerk last year, so you'll get a chance to review his performance because he was the clerk last year. And those minutes from the annual meeting last year are on page 45 and 46. The annual report. So as we've done in the past, I give you about a minute to look over that. And if you see any errors or problems, please point them out. So we're going to take a moment to look at those. And those on Zoom, you look at them as well. And if you have any corrections, let me know.
While you're doing that, can we get an approximate head count for Bob's for his notes?
An approximate head count of in person is 6,000. Oh, excluding angels, I would say 54. But we'll get sure of that. Angels, you do count. Promise. Lynn, do you want to sing?
48.
While this is going?
48.
Oh, are you going to sing
No.
for us? No.
No.
Anybody want to?
Bob, I hope you heard me. It's 48 people in person.
48 is Lynn's count. So
Thanks, Len.
All right, that's a minute. Or more or less, anybody have any corrections to the minutes? If you do in the chat, let me see. Anybody have any corrections in the chat? Okay, no one put anything in the chat. So all in favor of the meeting, of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? No, okay, the minutes are approved. And thank you, Bob, for an excellent job. And we will look forward to the minutes that you create next year to approve them. So now we're going to have a cake auction. The way this is going to work is Andrew Dorn is our auctioneer. And we're going to have some, you should be able to see him and the cakes. And what's our first cake, Andrew?
George, the first cake is La Tarta de Santiago, made by Kim Bracco and family. It's a beautiful cake, and there's a story behind it.
So lift up the cake so that people on Zoom can see it. Like put it right into the camera eye.
So this is
There we go.
This is a traditional Galician cake made from almond eggs, lemon, and orange zest. This gluten-free recipe dates back to the Middle Ages, and it may have had its origin in a Passover cake brought by Galicia by Jews fleeing Andalusia in the 12th and 13th centuries. The top of the cake is decorated with powdered sugar and marked by an imprint of the cross of St. James, which gives the pastry its name. Besides the Bella Labraca house, this cake can be found in many pastry shops of Santiago de Compostela. Santiago de Compostela is the capital of Galicia and is the destination of the famous Christian pilgrimage route known as El Camino in northern Spain. So, amazing history behind this. So it's a gluten-free almond-based cake. Comes with it just, well, I've already read the description of the history, and a wooden cross of St. James. So it's a package deal. So just for the auction, so we've got people here in Mann Hall, and we've got people on Zoom as well. So if you want to enter a bid, people here in Mann Hall are going to be raising their hands. And then those folks on Zoom, if you can enter a text, enter
a chat. If they put the number in the chat, I can see it right here in front of it.
Great. And just also to let you know that remember that auction is to help us get a carpeta in our beloved Man Hall. It's time to step up and step everywhere, all over the carpet, to place our bids and floor us all with great success.
So, Andrew, I just chatted a bit to get us started.
You did?
200.
200. Okay. All right. So we've got 200. Right? 220. 200. Right? 220. Got $200. We got 220. Right? 240. We're at 220. Going to 240. 220. Right? 240. Anybody on Zoom? George,
we're at 200. We're at 200. Our bid is 240. So put in the chat your bid.
Okay, so we're at 220.
Oh, there's 250.
250. We have 250. Do I see 260? We have 260. Do I see 270? 260. Do I see 270? 260 going to 270 or 300 if you like. 260 going to 270. 260 going once. Going twice.
Wait a second.
Oh, wait.
Let's see. I think there's a 275 on the chat.
275.
Yes.
Do I see 300? We've got 300 from the Lanzillo.
I just want to make sure people on Zoom know how to chat.
Yeah, that's good.
So does everybody know how to chat? You click on the chat and then you just type a number in there and we'll be able to see it.
So we're at 300 from the Lanzillo, so they've got an amazing bid.
300.
Do I see 320 on Zoom? We're at 300 going to 320. 300 from the Lanzillo. Somebody's got a challenge to Lanzillos here. 300 going to 320. Anybody on Zoom? 320, 340. We're at 300 from the Lanzillos. 300 from the Lanzillos. Going once. Going twice. Sold to the Lanzillos.
All right, thank you, Lanzillo. think I'm not going to keep a mental tab, but we already now have over $600 to the carpet. So thank you. This is awesome.
And yes.
Oh,
Comment on the
we
image.
have the Zoom is the camera is looking down at the carpet, and you can see how it's fraying. You know, do not be afraid. That's Tim Sullivan told me that this morning about his sink thing, so I thought I would just use that. Thank you, Tim. There you are. So carpet. So do not be afraid to bid high. All right. So we have another cake before we move on to the next item of our agenda.
Yes. So this cake was made by James Van Camp. It's a multi-part cake. And there's another part that we can't see yet. Then we bring it out here. So this is Mark Escher's Ascending and Descending Lions, or perhaps a sacrificed bundt cake from James. What's good is that, needless to say, the beginning and end of my baking career. In spite of following all the advice on baking bundt cakes, the cake mix overflowed the mold, and while trying to clean up the mess in the oven, while it was still hot, the door to the oven became unhinged. So, pull the door and reconnect the hinge into its slot. How come this never happens on the British Baking Show? Part 2 to the story. So here's the offer. To prevent James from completely ruining our kitchen appliances, we are offering not just the cake, but the mold. Such a deal. But wait, there's more. Hold on.
Can I bid 50?
Yes. How much do you want to bid? Diane's already bidding.
We already have a bid? Okay, so notice the St. Margaret's chocolate lines on the cake. A 3D version of our logo, a model originally made for just aluminum Christmas tree ornaments. If you win this cake and mold for a mere $20 more, you'll also get this ornament that I was just holding up.
I'll bid 100.
Recycled beverage cans. I didn't know.
Andrew, I'll bid 100.
Designed and crafted in part by Cecilia and me. If other folks wanted the medals, maybe they can have
Andrew,
them.
I bid 100. Andrew.
All right, so we already have.
We already have $100.
Okay, so from $100.
Yes, that's right.
$150. $100 going to 150. We have 150.
We have 160.
Right, we're at 150 going to 175. Do I see 175? Amazing creation by James Van Camp. 150 going to 175. Do I see 175?
There's a $200 on this.
$200. That's great.
That's right.
All right, 200. Do I see 225?
250.
Oh, there's a 225 on Zoom.
225. Do I see 250? For 225 going to 250. 225 going to 250.
250. 250.
Wait, I just heard 250. Yep, there's
250. Now we're going to 275. For 250, do I see 275? 250 going to 275 for this incredible production. So James doesn't make any more bundt cakes. 250 going to 275. 250 going to 275.
All right, we've got 275.
270. Do I see 300?
300.
300. Zoom is really competing. Zoom is
Wait, did I hear 300 on Zoom? Yes, we have 300 on Zoom.
300. Yes. Do I see 300? Do I see 325? 325. We're at 300 on Zoom, going to 325. 300 on Zoom, going to 325. 300. 300. Going once. Going twice. So,
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you, Diane. You just brought us $1,000. This is amazing. That is
I'm writing my check now.
Yes, she's writing her check right now. You can add a 0. All right, we've done 2 cakes and we're doing so well. This is great. And now we're going to appoint the senior and junior warden. So our senior warden is here in person, George Churchill. Would you stand up and come here to the front? Kate Marsh is our junior warden. Is she here in person? She is. Oh my goodness. So come up in front. You might just say hello to everybody. Tell us who you are. Okay.
Hi everyone, George Churchill. I've been really privileged to serve the last year as the junior warden under Lynn's august leadership, and I'm looking forward to working with Vestry and George and the rest of the congregation to keep the life of this parish going forward.
Hi, I'm Kate Marsh. I've been on the Vestry for over 4 years, and now I'm honored to be nominated for the warden position. I look forward to continuing.
So, yeah. So the tradition is we don't vote on them, we appoint them. So the question is, do you, George, accept your appointment to be senior warden?
Yes, I did.
He said, yes, I do. And Kate, do you accept your appointment to be the junior warden? She says, I do. Hooray! They are, you are appointed. Wonderful, wonderful thing. Now we're going to appoint our youth representative to the vestry, and that is Caden Gowans, who's going to come up here and he's going to say hello. I'm going to give Caden, I'm going to give you the microphone. Here you go. Watch, that's a big step there. You just say hello to everybody.
Hi, Caden. I'm the youth representative for the vestry. Yeah, I've been involved with St. March for a long time now. Been at Appoint for a bit, and I think it's good to start. So.
Caden, I need you to stand for this for a second. So a couple of things. Caden is following in an amazing tradition. Her family is very involved with St. Mark's. Carrie Gowan has served on the vestry. She has an interesting term. She started in the middle of the year. She's going to continue until the middle of this year, which is kind of nice for Katie because mom and son get to be on the vestry.
What is he? What is
Needed our men's group on Saturday morning. Great. It's one of the leaders. Thank you, Cam. So the question is, since we don't vote on it, we nominate, we appoint you. Caden, do you accept this appointment?
Yeah.
He said, yeah. All right. I'm just so, I mean, you look at this leadership that is coming on, it's a wonderful, hopeful sign for us at St. Mark's. So thank you, Caden, George, and Kate. Now we're going to auction more cakes, and I'm turning it over back to Andrew Dorn.
Hey, thanks, George. Got another amazing lineup for your cakes to the auction. The next cake is from made by John Zellman. John is I know is a member of the vestry and is also a member of the choir and is multi-talented. This is a princess startup, Swedish celebration.
Andrew, can I give my cake to the Blambert family?
Cake is made with homemade raspberry jam, vanilla cream patisserie, and whipped cream encased in delicious marzipan. You will leave this in okay. All right. Ever since John Zellman made his cake debut with a legendary carrot cake 2 years ago, St. Markers have come to know and trust him as someone who delivers. Delivers excellent bakery that is appealing to the eye as well as the palate. This year he brings another spectacular concoction. No lie. Do you want to take this home? Raise your hand if the answer is yes. If it's no, you're lying like a rug. Okay, let's start the bidding on this cake at $100. $100. Got $100 here in the panel.
See what your mic is.
All right, so we're at $100. Do I see 150? We're at $150. Do I see $200?
150.
How about on Zoom? We're at 200. We're at 250. 250?
Oh,
yes? Okay, we're at 250.
Wait, I see five fingers. Does that mean 500?
500.
Wait, I'm just checking.
We can take
Oh,
this 500.
we've got 275. Oh, no.
275?
Yeah, 275.
I think we're at 300. Or we have 300, we're at 300. How about 350? 350, we're at 350. How about 400? 400, we're at 400, going to 450. 400 from the Smith. Cecilia wants this cake bad. 400, going to 450, we're at 450.
We got 450.
How about 500? 500 from Cecilia. She wants this cake. You're gonna have to fight her for it. 500, 550, 550, we're 550, going to 6. 550, going to 600, we're at $600. Oh my gosh.
Wait,
600.
I gotta make sure that Zoom, wait, where are
Are
we?
you okay with
600, no,
600?
no. Wait, how much is it?
600.
Wait, Zoom, come on.
600 right now. Cecilia's got this in the bag, it looks like.
Wait, so what do they have to bid to win?
It was 650.
Oh, 650,
Wow.
folks.
Yeah, or whatever they like to.
I'm looking.
600, we're at 650. 650, we're at 650. Going to what? 650?
We got 650.
650. Do I hear 675? 675.
Why is she looking at me for approval?
650, what, we're at 675. 675. Do I hear $700? This could be a record. This could be a direct record. Did Joe Catone say something about?
Yes, we have somebody who's going to match the highest bid. So whatever this is, it's
whatever the highest bid is.
We're not done with all the cakes yet, but
So-
it could go higher.
So we're at 675, right?
675.
675. So we're looking for 700. 675 going to 700. 675 going to $700. 675. Anything on Zoom? 675.
Zoom is very quiet right now.
Zoom doesn't know what's going on. This is crazy.
I think they do.
675 going to 7. 675 going to 7. 675 going once. Going twice. So.
Whoa. Don Zellman, you are the man. You have, I think, set the record. Thank you. So now I think we're at like 1,500 now for carpet. That is, wow. Now we've got to, we're on our way. All right. Do we have another cake right now, or have we done? We have one more. Okay.
Okay. All right. We have. Thank you for that. So from Elizabeth and Jeremiah Lanzillo, who've already been. Lanzillo's have already been here tonight. This is a Parisian cookie cake with almonds, dark chocolate, caramel, and sea salt. Thank you to Jeremiah's mom, who is really the baker, but this was inspired by Jeremiah. So, harking back to the original days when participating in the cake auction was only a man's job, another Lanzillo male comes through with something for all to enjoy. Show how strong you are and pump that arm to them over and over again. Every rep helps us to get a new carpet. Plus, we get to partake of something Lanzillo created, extra tasty, every time, bid now, bid again, and then again. So we'll start this bidding at $100 for this beautiful Parisian cookie cake. We have $100. In man, how do I see 125?
Oh, we've got 200, 200 on Zoom.
200, we're at 200. Oh my God, Zoom is coming through.
Thank you.
Do I see 225? 200 going to 225.
We got
225. Do I see 250?
225 in person.
We're at 250. Do I see 275? We're at 250 going to 275. $250.
Oh, we've got 275. 275. 300.
What's it?
300 on Zoom.
300 on Zoom. How about 350?
Zoom is waking up. This is
How about
great.
350? Yeah, Zoom wants to come back after that last
Oh, 325 on Zoom.
325, I see 350. We're at 325 going to 350. 325 on Zoom. Zoom is setting the pace here. 325 on Zoom going to 350. 350, very nice. Chip.
Okay, we got 350 on in person here.
So 350 versus 375. We're at 350 going to 375. 350, 350, going once, going to, oh wait, is there?
Oh, wait, there's 375 on Zoom.
375,
Yeah.
$400.
Thank you.
We're at 375 going to 400. 375 going to 400. 375 going once, going twice. Sold.
All right. All right. that was Ted Saul. Thank you, Sauls. I see you've got big smiles on your faces, at least one of you. This is good. Wonderful. All right, well, we've done 2 cakes there, and now we're on to a very important thing of recognizing our outgoing vestry members, our youth representative, senior warden, and treasurer. So I would like these people to come forward if they are in person. So Steve Gross, I see you're here. Would you come forward? Juanita Jimenez, Kate Marsh. So Kate Marsh gets a coming in and a going out. So Kate, would you please come up? Josh O'Shea. I think, yeah, I see Josh is here. Kim Tolliver. Now, some people might be on Zoom. I'm not sure. We got Jim Trelevin. He is on Zoom. I see that. Kara Oates. Lynn Dornblazer is here. And Steve Siddall. So this is an amazing group of people, and they have served on the vestry, treasurer, warden, and Lynn was actually on the vestry before she became a warden, and she couldn't get enough, and so she did that. But anyway, oh, and Tara, you're here too. Oh, so this is so great. I don't know if each of you just want to say one quick word, and then we will just thank you with a big applause. So Steve.
I really enjoyed my time as treasurer here. It's been a challenge, and I've just been blessed to work with such great people.
You've already talked, but you can say it again.
I guess it had so much fun, I wanted to keep going.
I learned things and then I forgot them, but it was really great working with people, and I will be doing some subcommittee work. So
Excellent.
It's been a pleasure serving on the vestry with 3 group of folks and for such wonderful congregation.
Also a wonderful time serving with the vestry and continuing the tradition of our
Yeah. Kara is 5th generation. The Lewis family has been around. I don't know what the year that they started, but 5th generation, pretty amazing. And then Lynn's going to be giving a report.
Yeah.
So
Juanita.
Oh, Juanita, could you come up here? Juanita Jimenez. Thank you, Juanita, for being here. And you would just say hello to everybody.
Hello to everybody.
And I just want to say thank you.
Hello.
Want to say anything?
I want to say thank you so much. I've been in the vestry and the Palestine and the COVID. It's not too much I did, but I wish in the future I can do much more. Thank you very, very much for being part of Fermat.
Thank you. Well, let's give them a huge applause. And I know Jim Trelevin is on Zoom. Jim, if we spotlight you, could you just say hello to everybody?
Hi, everybody. I just want to, it's my end of my 2nd stint on the vestry.
Can you highlight Jim?
I can't find him. There he is.
There you go. There's Jim. And Jim, would you just say what everybody may not be able to hear you, but I can hear you and I can repeat what you said.
Oh, just, this is my 2nd term on the vestry, separated by a number of years, and wanted to thank everyone who's on the finance committee, whose many hands make light work.
So Jim said this is his 2nd time on the vestry, separated by many years, and he wanted to do a shout out for the finance committee. So thank you, Jim. We want to give you some applause too. Thank you, Jim. Let's see, is Kim Tolliver on the Zoom? Do you know?
She is.
Kim, can you highlight, can you say hello, Kim?
She doesn't have video available at the moment.
She doesn't have a video.
Yeah, sorry, so I can't highlight her.
But Kim Tolliver has also served on the vestry for 3 years, and they have been part of St. Mark's. Kim and her husband, Jack, and their children, and we're just grateful for Kim's service as well. So thank you, outgoing vestry members. You are amazing. And there are some gifts here, and I will bring them to you when we're auctioning off cakes. So don't go home without. Thank you. All right. And now we're going to vote on the election of the new vestry. So if you are coming onto the vestry, would you come up here? I know I see Kirsten and Chip and Mark and Uciel is here. Yep. I think. And Shara, a lot of you are here. This is great. We also have Karen Hill. Don't know if she's here.
I'm on video.
Oh, Karen, good, you're on video.
There you are.
Here I am.
And then that's everyone.
And Lois.
And Lois Sheridan is on video. So this is our slate. Everybody is here either on Zoom or in person. And if you would just say hello and introduce yourself by name, start with Kirsten.
Hello, I'm Kirsten Dean. I've been at St. Mark's with my grandparents. Right after the day I was baptized here, and when we moved to Glen Ellen from Chicago, St. Mark's was the church home we wanted to come to, so I'm glad to be back.
Hi, I'm Shara. The K is pronounced like an SH, so I'm not mispronouncing my own name. But I'm glad to be serving. My mom was a longtime parishioner here, and I believe she served Jackie with my mom. So carry on her.
Hello, Chip Johnson. I've been with St. Mark's now for a little over a decade, and had a chance to participate with the Sunday school and the men's group, and some of you may know me from coffee offer too. So.
I'm Mark Lucas, a relatively new member of St. Mark's, but old-time Episcopalian, Presbyterian.
I don't know. You're an
I've never been a Presbyterian. But I'm honored to be asked to become part of the leadership of this church for the future. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ciel Hernandez Martinez, and I'm also relatively new to St. Mark's. It's been a great experience for me to be here and my family, and so I'm very happy to serve and be part of the Vestry. Thank you.
And on Zoom, we have with Lois Sheridan. There you are. Lois, would you say hello to everybody?
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry not to be there. I love a party, and I'm looking forward to working with this talented group. So thank you so much for honoring me with this nomination. Thank you.
So Lois said she wishes she were here in person. She loves a party, and she feels great about serving with this group of people. We feel great about you too, Lois. Thank you. And then there's Karen Hill. Hi, Karen. Do you want to say hello?
Hello. I too wish I was there in person. And I'm so looking forward to serving on the vestry, and have been a part of St. Mark's for about 13 years. So really looking forward to this next phase.
So Karen is saying she's been part of St. Mark's for 13 years. She wishes she were here in person too, but she's really looking forward to serving on the vestry. We are looking forward to that as well. So that's all of our new vestry. And first of all, before we go to them, let's give an applause to this great group. So what we will do is we will do on vote. So all in favor of this slate of vestry, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Silence. And there's silence on Zoom too, which is unusual, but that's very good. That's a good thing. Thank you, Zoom. All right, well, you are all now officially on the vestry. Congratulations, thank you. And our next meeting is in February, third Tuesday of February. So we will be excited to gather then. So thank you so much. Now back to Kate. Andrew.
George, evidently the folks on Zoom are having a hard time hearing you there.
Okay.
We're going to bring this over to you.
So, you mind if I borrow your?
You just need to be close to this.
Oh, I need to be close to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just put it right there.
Can the folks on Zoom hear me okay?
That's much better. Yes, thank you.
Much better. Okay, great. All right. So the next cake is the Gross Family Cake 1, number 1. It's an upside down ice cream cake. So we have it on display here. It's chocolate with strawberry icing, chocolate drizzle, cherries, a giant cake pop is included. So this is made by Maggie Gross, part of the St. Mark
St. Mark's Youth and Friends. And I think we've got a group of people here that participated in making this cake. Do you guys want to stand up? We need our chefs to stand up. Very nicely done. So the Gross family are honored cake auction denizens. That means they've been around here for a while. So we've got Maggie, Nola, Steve, and Kelly are respected and loved and celebrated for their creative and tasty cakes that will always make you smile. And we need to smile. And you will be smiling when you bid high enough to take this to your dining room table, under which is probably a rug. Don't we need a new one of those in Man Hall? All right, let's start the bidding on this amazing upside down ice cream cake at $100. Let's start. We've got $100. Do I see 150?
We've got 150.
We got 150. Okay.
We have 200 on Zoom.
And we've got two. What was that?
350.
350. We're up to 350. Do I see 400? We have $400. Do I see 450? 400 going to 450. We're at
400 on Zoom.
400. Okay, we got 400 in the room as well. So we're gonna have to have a tiebreaker.
450 on Zoom.
450 on Zoom. Do I see 500? But we have 500 in Man Hall. 500. Do I?
500 on in person here.
Do I see 550? We're at 500. 500 going to 550. 500. This is made by the St. Mark's Youth Group and Friends. So 500 going to 550.
550 on Zoom.
550. Do I see 600? Do I see 600? We're at $600.
I mean, 600 in person. Sorry.
600 in person. How about 650?
Oh, 650 on Zoom.
650. How about 700? How about 700? We're going to set the record. Let's do it. Let's do it. $700. Who's got it? Yeah, we got 700.
Remember, this gets matched on
700. It is going to get matched.
We got 700 on Zoom.
Oh, we
so we're tied.
All right, so we're tied. We need a tie.
700 goes to the room. We need 750. We got 725.
725. Do I see 750? We're at 750. Do I see 800? Let's go for it. 800. We're at 750. Going to 800. We're at 750. Going to 800. What's that? 800. 800. How about 850? How about 850? We're at 800 going to 850. 800 on, or 850. 850 in Man Hall. Do I see 900 on Zoom? Do we see 900 on Zoom? Come on, Zoom. We need you.
Wait, so we are
850. We're at 850. We're going to 900.
900 on Zoom.
900 on Zoom. Do I see 950? We're at 900 on Zoom. 900 on Zoom, going to 950.
I hope you feel great, because this is more than $200 per person.
Yeah, 900 going to 950. Cam, do you want to do 9? Oh, at 950. Do I see $1,000? We're at 950, going to 1,000. Do I have $1,000?
No.
Is there 1,000 on Zoom? We're at 950. Yeah. Do I see $1,000? 950. It will be matched. This will be matched. 950 going to $1,000. 950 going once, going twice. Sold to Mr. Cam Brown. George, I think we need to note that Cam is is one of the leader, the prominent leader of the men's group right now that meets on Saturday.
But, you know, we've got the Saturday men's group setting the pace here.
That's right. So maybe the awesome. Tuesday morning men's group could kick in.
There's some Tuesday morning men who need to step up here. I didn't say that.
No challenges. The Daughters of the King are welcome to jump in.
So we got 950.
950. That's a record.
So awesome. Congratulations to the youth makers. You have done it. Thank
you. We do. And this one was made by Itzel Carmona. It's a vanilla churro cake. Itzel is known for her fun and healthy cakes that will be enjoyed by the whole family. Churros are muy fabuloso. Someone in this congregation once shed tears while eating one in Spain. Don't cry though, smile if you win this cake. You will be so happy that Eatcell has created this masterpiece for you to enjoy. Cinnamon, cream, moss. That means for your bid, we need moss. So let's start the bidding on this cake. I think, George, at 150. How about 150? We have 150.
We have 150.
Do I see 200? Do I see, we have 200. 250? We're 250. 250. Do I see 300? We have $300. 350. Do I see, we have 350. Do I see 4? We're at 4. How about 5? We're at 4. How about 500?
So we're at 400.
400 in Man Hall. We're at 400. How about 450? We're at 450. Do I see 500? We're at 500. Do I see 550? Do I see 5? We're at 500 going to 550. How about Zoom? How about Zoom?
Zoom is quiet. Come on, Zoom.
Yeah, we're at 550 in Man Hall. 550 in Man Hall going to 600. 550 going to 600. 550 in Man Hall. We need somebody on Zoom to chime in here. They're a little quiet.
600.
On Zoom. 550 for this amazing churro cake.
$600
$550 going to 6. 550 going to 600. 550 going once.
Oh,
we got 600.
We have 600. We have 600 on Zoom.
600 on Zoom. All right, Zoom came through, George.
We're very quiet.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's all right. 600 going to 650. Do I see 650? We're at 600.
So we got to make sure Zoomers see this close up. Oh, they did? Okay.
All right, we're at 600 going to 650. 600 going to 650. Do I see 650? We're at 600. 600. We're at 650. We're at 650. We're going for another record, George. How about 700? We're at 650 going to 700. 650. What's it? 650 in the room. 650 in Man Hall. 650. 650 going to 7. 650 going once. Going twice. So to Man Hall.
Now, we're going to pause from cakes for a second to look at the 2021 year-end results, and Steve Siddall is here to do that. Steve, there are going to be 2 ways to do that: microphone and the snow ball.
Stand over there. I'll bring the snowball to you.
I don't know how I can follow this record cake auction here. This is a tough to follow, definitely. And we'll start with slide 4. Everybody show that on the landscape. Of course, it's financial presentation, so you have to have some slides.
So you might need to remove your mask and just make sure, maybe you should stand here, Steve. I know it might be hard to see that, but then people on Zoom can hear you.
Steve, you can sit here and you can watch it. You can see it on the iPad. If you like.
that?
Okay?
Yeah.
Let me just get it. I'll move it. Laura, is it possible to show that?
Yes, I thought it was being shown already. Which slide did you want first? Have I got the wrong slide?
That's the correct slide.
Oh, good.
Okay, but I would like to see it on landscape if that's possible.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hold on. View full screen. There we go.
Landscape is from side to side.
Sorry, yeah, this is as good as I could get. My apologies. Had I realized it beforehand, I would have changed it. My apologies.
No worries. Hang on 1 second. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve Siddall, and I am and have been the treasurer here at St. Mark's for the last 3 years. My intention is to keep this financial presentation brief and sort of at a summary high level, just pointing out some of the key financial highlights that occurred during the year. But if you prefer more detail, financial result information, please refer to the annual report. Pages 16 through 20 has a lot of more detailed information about the finances.
I apologize. I did not realize that was as long as it was. I am, my apologies. I didn't see the rest of it. I screwed that up. My apologies.
No worries. And if you can make that as large as possible, use the little slider there on the bottom.
Yes.
Make it bigger. There you go. Oh, great.
Yeah, but before diving into the financial results, I'd like to briefly discuss a very important program that, you know, St. Mark's benefited greatly from. That's the Paycheck Protection Program. You know, this is a program that we had been involved in over the last 2 years. And the Paycheck Protection Program, or PPP for short, was really it was a federal, you know, economic stimulus program that was implemented in 2020, and it was administered by the Small Business Administration in response to the COVID pandemic. I mean, it was really designed. Well, the SBA, working closely with local banks, made low interest loans available to small businesses and to nonprofit organizations like St. Mark's. And the purpose was to keep people employed, keep their employees employed during a really difficult time during COVID. And the key aspect of this loan program was that if you used the loan proceeds to pay your employees and not lay anyone off or furlough them, that loan would become forgiven. And that loan would essentially becomes a grant to the church. So what I've done here is I've just kind of highlighted the top line shows our first PPP loan. We had received that loan back in April of 2020. We used it to pay our salaries during April, May, and June. It was a $152,000 loan almost. And that loan was used by the 3 groups within St. Mark's that have employees, including St. Mark's, the preschool, and the PDO. At the end of 2021, the government announced a new program, well, actually expanded this program and offered people another chance to get a second PPP loan. St. Mark's, we applied for it and we got it in February of 2021. This one was worth almost $136,000. We used it for our employees in February, March, and April. And again, you know, it was spread out between St. Mark's employees, the preschool employees, and the PDO. So when you add up the numbers, the 2 loans that we got, loans were forgiven, totaled almost $288,000. And that PPP cash, that really helped to preserve St. Mark's internally generated cash. And when I say internally generated cash, I mean cash that's raised through your pledges, donations, our usage fees, any type of revenue fee. So that was the PPP program. And again, it greatly benefited St. Mark's, and it's impacting our balance sheet to this day. Now I'd like to move on to, I guess, the summary results for 2021. Laura, can you switch to slide number 1? Yeah, can you make that a little bigger?
Yeah, let me go ahead and switch to the PDF version of that. My apologies.
Now, back at this time last year when I presented the 2021 budget at this meeting, I believe it was a Zoom meeting, you know, the church was facing, you know, great financial uncertainty. I mean, we had just come off a very rough 2020 year where we had a $60,000 loss. We weren't sure, when would the church building be open? We weren't sure whether or not we were going to get the PPP2 loan. We were unsure of how the pandemic was affecting our parishioners and their ability to make contributions. So it was a very difficult time, a very tough time and environment to be preparing a budget. But in 2021, we had forecasted, or we had set up a budget of a deficit of about $45,000. That was following 2020 when we actually had a deficit of $60,000. So it was a troubling time, but I'm pleased to announce today that for 2021 we did not end up in a deficit. We actually ended up with a small surplus. And that's what this schedule is trying to show. And you'll see in the left column is the actual 2021 results. The middle column is the 2021 budget. And then the third column is the variance. And as you can see, kind of midway down, St. Mark's, our accounting actual profit that we will report in our financials, down at the sort of at the bottom, third line from the bottom in the left column, is $210,799. But that includes the PPP loan forgiveness income of $190,000. So to do an appropriate apples to apples comparison between what how St. Mark's did versus our budget, I try to pull out that $190,000 figure, and just so I can compare. And when you look kind of right in the middle of the spreadsheet and look at the revenue line, you can see our actual revenues in total were $881,000 versus a budget of $808,000. So we were $72,000 ahead of budget. That was just a tremendous turnout for the year. Looking a little bit further down, our total expenses exceeded the budget a little bit by $6,000. But overall, in 2021, St. Mark's had a surplus of $20,000. And this is ignoring the PPP income. A surplus of $20,000, which again just blew away our budget by $66,000. So it was a very good year for us, despite the challenges that existed. Now I'd like to quickly talk about our cash. Could you go to slide 2, Laura? Are you able to find that?
Very sorry, I had myself muted as I was narrating my progress.
Okay, thank you. Now here is a listing of all of St. Mark's cash accounts. Again, I don't know if you can make that a little bit bigger. But you can see at the beginning of the year, St. Mark's, with all of our cash, we had $382,000 in cash. By the end of this year, this 2021 year, we had $464,000. Again, an increase in total of $81,000 in cash spread amongst all our accounts. Now, as the treasurer, I pay most attention to what I call our sort of operating cash. That is the amount that we use to run the day-to-day operations of the church. And that's sort of the first 2 lines that are highlighted. You see, at the beginning of the year, we had 203,000. At the end of the year, we had 218,000. So again, an increase of our operating cash of $15,000. And since I've been here for the last 3 years, this has been the highest cash operating balance that we've had. That's not to say that St. Mark's should go on a wild spending spree. In fact, I would have a message to the incoming church leadership that, you know, we still really need to focus on actively and prudently managing this cash as we go forward. And lastly, I'd like to touch upon our long-term debt. Can you go to slide 3 now? So during 2021, St. Mark's reduced its long-term debt by about $135,000. We had essentially 3 outstanding long-term loans: the building mortgage payable, the diocesan loan, and then the rectory mortgage payable. Because we had our internally generated cash was much higher because of the PPP cash proceeds that we got, we were able to use some of that cash, and we actually paid down the rectory mortgage, the total outstanding balance of the rectory mortgage, which was $84,000. And that accounts for really the bulk of our decrease in the debt. One other thing I'd like to mention regarding our building mortgage loan. During 2021, St. Mark's, we refinanced that building mortgage, and we reduced the interest rate from 4.25% to 4%. We also, this loan also carries a balloon payment, which was due in October of 2023. We've extended that out to 2026 now. That will buy us a little bit more time to figure out how we can deal with that loan, especially that balloon payment. So, you know, in conclusion, I mean, just kind of just a summary, the key points I'd like you to take away is that, you know, the PPP loans were very helpful to the church. We did have an operating profit for the year, $20,000, ignoring the PPP income. Our cash, we are in a very strong position with cash right now. And, you know, we are, although our debt is still a little bit high, you know, we're showing the capability to pay it down. And we did that this past year. So with that, does anyone have any questions? If not, then I'd like to just recognize a couple of people. Chris Ponstein, our accountant. I mean, it's really her work and efforts that really, you know, paved the way for the finance team. I mean, she's really been a wonderful asset to the church, and you know, is really responsible for this successful financial year at the church. I'd like to also thank the members of the finance committee for their dedication and support. That includes Leo Lanzillo, Jim Trelevin, Fiona Miller, Kate Marsh, Dick Anstey, and Jim Grodelution. And I should give proper kudos to both Dick Anstey and Jim Grodelution. They were the ones that did all the research and negotiated our refinancing of the building mortgage. And finally, I just wanted to thank, again, Steve Webster. He's our insurance pro. He's provided key advice and leadership when we review our insurance programs during the year. So again, I'd like to thank Steve for his efforts. And with that, we're back to the case.
But before we do a cake, one thing is that those PPP loans were just, you didn't just press a button. And Steve Siddall was like on it. Really It was, you know, Steve and Chris Fossey, I mean, they were like on those buttons, they put it, you know, it was a complicated thing to do, and they did it. And, you know, there are some churches that did not do that. They did not get the PP loans, and they're sorry, you know, because this was available to help us, and it really has helped us. So anyway, applause for that, but also for everything that Steve has done. Thank you, Steve. So in so many ways, we're in one of the strongest financial positions we've been in. Our debt is, when I got here in 2006, what was 3 million in debt. And now we're closing under 1 million. Our cash reserves are the highest they've been. And, you know, one of the things that we're seeing is pledge numbers are kind of going down, but unpledged numbers are going up. So we have to work on all of that. And it's interesting, the trends and so forth. But we are ready to meet that with a lot of good things in the coming year. And so it does not happen automatically. This happens through hard work and dedication. And Steve, you have really done so much for us. Thank you. Now we're going to do some cakes. So,
Okay, do you want to do that? I can do this.
okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Well, no, why don't you do both?
Okay.
Here, you need both.
I need both.
Yeah, why don't you sit down and then you,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
Great. Sitting down is nice. What's that?
What do you want to go?
Oh, that's great too. Geez, all this technology. Okay, all right. So we've got 3 cakes we want to get through. The next cake is from Liz Schlembach, and she's Alice Plutko's mother. And George, I think you auctioned off Alice's cake during the service today. So a little bit of competition here. This is a decadent chocolate cake from the Silver Palette Cookbook. This rich, dense cake with fudge like frosting and heavy whipping cream, according to Liz. Doesn't have any calories, which is really amazing. It's lighter than air. She said that with her fingers crossed, eyes say, oh, and it was no trouble at all. And she's lying like a rug. We'll take that with a grain of salt, and every grain is worth it. Outbid every rival. Let's have a good competition here. Oh, and it does include raspberries, just as an extra added bonus. So let's start the bidding at $100 for this amazing decadent chocolate cake from the Silver Palette Cookbook. Do I see $100? And man, I do see 100. Do I see 150? We're at 100 going to 150.
We've got 150 on.
We have 150 from Chip. Thank you, Chip. How about 200? We're at $200. $200 from Tim. Thank you.
On, Zoom.
250 going to 300. Do I see $300? We're at 250 on Zoom going to 300. 250 on. Oh, we're at $300. Chip Johnson. All right, $300.
350 on Zoom.
350 on Zoom. This is great. We're getting some good competition here. All right, 350 going to 400. We're at $400 in Manhall. $400. Do I see 450 on Zoom or in Manhall? Do I see 450? We're
We've
at
got
400.
500 on Zoom.
500 on Zoom. Do I see 550? 500 on Zoom. Do I see 550 in Manhall? 500 on Zoom going to 550. 500 going to 550. $500 going to 550. Going once, going twice. Sold.
All
to
right,
Zoom.
congratulations, Lois Sheridan. That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, they're very, very generous. All right, the next cake up for auction is the Gross Family Cake number 2. So the Gross family is really coming through here. It's called Macaroon Madness. Strawberry and lemon cake with pistachio filling. It was made by Nola Gross. She's part of the St. Mark's youth group. So did you miss that other Gross family cake? They really want a new Manhall carpet, so they made 2. They've really been saying that they think the carpet needs an upgrade. Here's your second chance to bid. If you say this one doesn't sound great to you, then I think I've heard this before. You're lying like a rug. Okay, so for gross family cake number 2, do I see $100? $100. We have $100. in Man Hall. Do I see 150? We're at 100 going to 150. How about on Zoom? We're at 100 going
We've
to
got 200 on Zoom.
200 on Zoom. They're not going to do 150. They're going to 200. Do I see 250? We're at 250.
250 in person.
250.
Yep.
Do we have 300 on Zoom? We're at 300 in Man Hall.
We have 300 on Zoom.
300. All right. We have to break the tie. Do I see? We're at 350 in Man Hall. 350. 350 in Man Hall. Going
Zoom,
to
there's 350 here in the room.
going to 400. We're at 350. Going to 400. 350. Going to 400. And can Zoom come through here? We need you.
Oh, we've got 400 on Zoom.
400 on Zoom. How about 450? We have 450 in Man Hall. Got a good bidding war here. 450 in Man Hall. Do I see 500?
We have 450 on Zoom.
We can't do that. How about 500 on Zoom?
475 on Zoom.
We'll take that. Okay, so how about 500? We're at 475. We're at 500 in Man Hall. 500 in Man Hall. Going to 550. Do I see 550? 500 in Man Hall. Anybody on Zoom? 500 going to.
I know they're thinking.
They're thinking. Are there 3 dots, George? Like somebody's typing?
No, you can't see that.
You can't see that. So 500 going to 550. $500 going to 550. Going once. Going twice. Sold.
Oh, we got 550.
Oh, wait. What?
We just before under the wire.
Oh,
550.
550.
Sorry.
It's under the
That was
wire.
my bad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I am
Wait,
so okay.
so wait, can we okay with that?
Well, I don't know. What do you mean?
Oh, we got
600. We're at 600.
All right,
The heck
Zoom.
with that. 550.
Zoom, are you gonna go?
How about 650? We're at 600 going to 650. Come on, Zoom. Come on, Zoom. 600 going to 650.
I see some hesitation.
$600 going to 650. Is there activity, George? Do you see that?
There is activity.
There's
Not enough.
600 going to 650. 600 going to 650. Going once. Going twice. Sold.
Oh.
In Man Hall. Thank you very much for that generosity. It's going to be a great cake.
No.
600?
600, right?
600.
Yeah, 600. Do we have, how many more cakes are there?
There's 3 more after this.
There are 3 more cakes?
Yeah. 4 more in total.
4. Okay. Let's do one right now, and then after
I've got
the
one more
budget,
right
the
here.
2022 budget, we'll do.
George, I have one more here.
Okay.
Is that,
there's
yeah, have you heard of this
more?
one?
I have heard of that one.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. All right,
Okay.
so we're gonna do this one.
And so you okay with just one more, or do you want to do one after that as well?
No, how many more cakes are there to auction total?
After these.
After this one.
After the one we're gonna
All right.
auction.
All right, so which one are we doing now?
We're doing the rector's cake.
Yours. Okay, the rector's cake. Let's do this.
All right, this is the rector's cake. A Tall Tales cheesecake. Just this week, the New York Times republished its tall and creamy cheesecake recipe. The rector, who was planning a cheesecake creation anyway, quickly changed gears to undertake the New York Times version. But his household made a few modifications, and it turned out to be a Tall Tales cheesecake. Fluffy, tangy, classic, with a hint of lemon and a toothsome graham cracker crust. This cake will hold a conversation with you if you listen carefully enough. But a lot of times it's mistaken, and you must answer back. If the cake says, "I am boring, dry, and flat," you need to say, "You lie like a rug." If it says, "The Man Hall carpet has never been spilled upon," you need to say, "You lie like a rug." If this cake says, "I am eternal and nothing can hurt me," you need to say, "You lie like a rug." Bid, 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 and show this cake wrong. We need a new carpet in Man Hall. So let's start the bidding for this. I think at $200, George, is the recommended amount. So we're at 200. Do I see 250? We're at 250 in Man Hall. 250 in Man Hall going to 3. We're at $250. For the Tall Tales cheesecake, we have $300 in Man Hall. $300. $300 in Man Hall going to 350. We're at 350. We're at 350. Do I see 400? We're at $400 in Man Hall.
We have 400 on
400
Zoom.
and 400 on Zoom too?
Yeah.
All right, we need a tiebreaker. Do I see 450?
500 on Zoom.
500 on Zoom. Okay, great. How about 550? 500 on Zoom going to 550. 500 on Zoom going to 550 for the Tall Tales Cheesecake. It talks to you. 550 on Zoom. How about 600? We're at 550 going to 6. 550. Anybody for 6?
We have 600.
We have 600 on. Boy, Zoom really wants this cake. All right, we're at 600. How about 650? 600 going to 650. 600 going to 650. 600.
We've got 650 on Zoom.
50 on Zoom. Are they? Is it one person bidding?
No,
or is this-
no, there are a couple different.
Okay,
people.
so 650. We're at 650. Thank you very much for that bid. Going to 7. 650 going to 7. $650 going to $700. 650 going.
We have 700.
We have
on Zoom.
$700 on Zoom. Zoom, you're coming through. Way to go. Let's keep it going. 700 going to 750. 750. Do I see 750? We're at $700 going to 750. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Zoom. $700. Hey, and good Nancy, thank you very much for your generosity.
Now, next agenda item is the 2022 budget, and I hope Jim Trelevin on Zoom can be highlighted, and maybe we can hear you.
We are.
Okay, I think the best way to do this is I'm going to have to translate for you in person here, because I can hear you, but not everybody else can. So, do you want to give some highlights for the 2022 budget, and I'll just pass them on.
Oh, okay. I will, as Steve mentioned, be brief. I'll hit the bottom lines quickly and then some contributing factors. As Steve mentioned,
the bottom line and then some contributing factors.
As Steve mentioned, the total net for St. Mark's for 2020 was above budget, which is budgeted for a loss, or 2021, sorry. But adjusting for the PPP, it was about $20,000 positive. The bottom line for the 2022 budget is, you want me to pause, George?
No, you know what, you're doing fine. I put the microphone right up and it's working.
Okay. The bottom line for the 2022 budget is a loss of $8,700, but very close to break even. And the goal in putting together the budget was to come up with a break even number. And I will say that in the process of doing that, this is essentially the 6th revision of the budget. It has been thoroughly reviewed line by line by a bunch of people who deserve a lot of credit. But so the net bottom line for St. Mark's is going to be $87.99. And, you know, last year we beat the budget, but can't make any assumptions like that going forward. Should I pause, George?
Keep going.
Okay. The revenue for St. Mark's, again, adjusting for the PPP, is for the budget in 2022 is an increase, a slight increase of about $7,000. The biggest differences are the loss of the Lillian Wells Foundation grant of $30,000 in 2022. So that's out of the budget. We are budgeting an increase in pledges, although we've not gotten that number of pledges yet. And most of you have seen the report on the status of the giving campaign in the bulletin. And so we've made some relatively conservative assumptions about where that will end up. So again, total revenue to St. Mark's would be slightly ahead of last year, from 881,000 to 889,000 roughly. So the only other major, there is an increase in missions and outreach, but a good thing in financial budgeting is that the budget is relatively unremarkable based on last year, and last year was a good year, so all is well.
Thank you, Jim. Are there any questions either from Zoom or in person about the 2022 budget? You can see that more detail in the annual report. Of course, the finance committee is always open to anybody for more questions and more detail.
And we have as much more detail as anyone would care to live through.
Any questions from in person? I don't see any hands up. Jim, thank you. We are excited that you are have stepped up to be the treasurer. And we also have a member of the church is going to help Jim as the assistant treasurer. We haven't had an assistant. It's Scott Eichenhauer. So we're really excited that Scott's going to be helping us as well. It's hard to fill Steve Siddall's shoes, so we're trying to really make sure we can do it. And Jim is can do that, but we'll have extra help with Scott Eichenhauer. So wonderful. Thank you, Jim. Let's give some applause for Jim for I know I butchered your name. I know it's Treleven or Treleven. Can you help me again? Jim? Oh.
It's Treleven.
Treleven, thank you. Because we have
Good English name like Smith, but harder to say.
All right, so that is the 2022 budget, and now we're going to have another cake, some more cakes, and then Lynn is going to offer a few remarks as our supervisor.
Okay, so we have 4 cakes. Okay, great. Again, thanks everybody who has bid on the cake so far. We've already raised $5,000, so that's I think give yourself a round of applause. Making fantastic progress, and I can almost feel the new carpet coming into Man Hall at this point. It's sitting at the doorstep. So, and just a reminder that for those that are here that bid on the cakes, you can either pay via check and leave that with Fiona Miller over at the desk over there. Either way, if you can touch base with her, if you want to pay online, you can do that as well. But just let Fiona know what your plans are. And for those folks that are on Zoom, you can do the same thing. You can pay online. You can send a check or bring a check to the church. And if you can send Fiona a note on that, that would be great. Otherwise, she'll be reaching out to you just to follow up. So again, thank you for everybody for your amazing generosity today. The next cake up for bid for auction is Laura Lopez's vanilla cake with peach filling. So this is, here we have this year's offering from the Maestra de los Pasteles, Senora Laura Lopez. It is a light and lovely vanilla cake with peach filling. You must eat it, though you might wish to look at it for a long time first. Beautiful, bonito, delicioso, delicious. If you win this Lopez cake, you will be lucky all year long. You'll have many blessings come your way. And happy and bid high and bid often. And half of the cake is chocolate, by the way. So let's start the bidding for this at $200 for Laura Lopez vanilla cake with peach filling. We have 200 in Man Hall. We have 250 going to 400, 400. Sorry, Tim, 400, 450, 400. We have a tiebreaker. 450. We have 450 in Man Hall. Do I see 500? We're at 450 going to 500. Anybody on Zoom? We're at $500. $500 from the Fletchers. Okay, five going to 550, 500 going to 550 for this beautiful vanilla cake with peach filling.
550 on Zoom.
550 on Zoom. Do I see 600? Steve Siddall, $600.
We have 600 in person.
600 in Man Hall. Do I see 650? Either on Zoom or in person. Do I see 650? We're at $600 going to 650. $600 going to 650. Anybody on Zoom? George?
Nope, not.
No?
Up 650 on Zoom.
650 on Zoom. Okay. Do I see 700? 650 going to 700. This new rug is going to be amazing. It's going to be an even holier place than it was before, George. 650 going to 700. 650 going to 700. Do I see 650 going to 700? 650 going once, going twice. Sold to Zoom.
Thank you. Beautiful.
So the next bid is kind of an interesting one. So I understand that George has a birthday coming up in April. Is that true, George?
That's true. Thanks for reminding me.
One year older, but you know, you're staying the same. You're staying in amazing shape. And to help you stay in shape, Laura will make a cake, the same one that just got auctioned off, but she'll give it to George for his birthday in April. So, Laura, thank you very much for that great generosity. So for George's, we got to fund the making of this cake and make sure that George has a good birthday and he stays in great shape. So let's start the bidding on this at $200 again for Laura to make this cake for George. Do I see $200? We've got 200. Do I see 250? We're at 250. Do I see 300? We're 250 going to 300. 250 going to $300. George, this is a big birthday. George,
I'm
what birthday is
gonna
this?
share this cake with everyone.
You will. George will share it with everybody. 250 going to 300. 250 going to 300. Do I see 250? Do I see $300? Anything on Zoom, George? Is it?
Zoom is silent.
Zoom is silent. I don't think they know how important this
We've got
birthday is.
300 on Zoom.
300 on Zoom. Okay. Do I see 350? We're at 300. We're at 350 from Steve. Do I see 400? We're at 350 going to 400. 350 going to 400 for this amazing birthday cake for George. We're at 350. 350 going once, going twice. Sold. Steve Siddall.
Steve and I are just gonna eat that together.
Well, the celebration seems appropriate, very appropriate. Okay, so the next cake is baked by Mr. Dick Anstey. It's an Italian wedding cake, and Dick and May are on Zoom. And so, okay, there's the beautiful cake made by Dick Anstey. And Dick, do you want to talk about the cake?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
This is really my personal favorite, both to make and to eat. And it was popular on a couple of prior auctions as well. This cake is going to win your heart. Just like when you go to a wedding, you know, your heart melts and you'll love it forever. It's a 3-layer white cream cake and it has cream cheese frosting. But it's got lots of goodies in it, like 6 egg whites that are folded in after they're whipped, cream cheese, coconut, toasted pecans, and a lot of other really good stuff, let me tell you. It serves 16, and I have it on very good authority that there does not have to be a wedding to enjoy this cake. You can enjoy it anywhere. And I will make sure it gets delivered to whoever wins the bid.
All right. Well, that's a pretty amazing description. And Dick, looks like you've been at this one for a while. So I think we should start the bidding for this at $250 for Dick's Italian wedding cake. So $250. Do I see $250 here in Man Hall? $250 or on Zoom. On Zoom, do I see $250? All right. We have $250 in Man Hall. Thank you, Chip. $250 going to $300. $250 going to $300 for this amazing cake. $250 going to $300. We're at $300 in Man Hall. Do I see $350? We're at $300 going to $350. $300 going to $350. Italian wedding cake. I know that Dick really put his sweat and tears into this cake. We're at $350 on Zoom. $350. Do I see $400? $350 going to $400. Do I see $400? Do I see $400 for this amazing cake?
$400.
$400 on Zoom. Well, Zoom really wants this.
400 on Zoom.
400 on Zoom. Do I see $450? Do I see $450? We're at $450 in Man Hall. Okay, so we're waiting next at $500. So we're at $450 going to $5. $450 going to $5 for this 0-calorie, beautiful cake. $450 going to $5. $450 going to $5. Do I see any bids on Zoom?
We've got 500 on Zoom.
500 on Zoom. Do I see $550? $500 going to $550. $500 going to 550 on Zoom. Zoom has it right now.
550
550 on Zoom.
All right.
Zoom's
So I think
handling
that
this.
the Tuesday morning men's group has stepped up.
Oh, they
There we
did.
go. I like it.
Okay, so maybe the Saturday morning men's group wants to throw some in there. So we're at 550 going to 6. 550 going to 6. $550 from the Tuesday morning men's group. They're going to be eating well this week. 550 going to 6. $550. Do I see 6? $550 going once, going twice. Sold to Zoom.
All right, Jim Gradalucci.
Jim Gradalucci, thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim's going to have some amazing dessert for the next week or so. That's looks incredible. Okay, the last cake that we're going to be auctioning today is the Tres Leches cake donated by Itzel Carmona. It's a favorite Mexican tradition. And Kim, do we have a separate picture of this, or is it? Oh, it's right here. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, that's a piece of art. Look at this cake. You're probably not going to want to eat it right away. You're just going to display it in your house and just have everybody enjoy the artwork, the beautiful colors, and the Tres Leches cake, if you ever had it. Very traditional cake, and is very good for you. There's a lot of different milks in it. So, you know, you can imagine what you'd like to have and it'll be there. So I want to thank Itzel again for making this beautiful cake. Let's start the bidding on this at $200 for this beautiful Tres Leches cake. We're at $200 in Man Hall. Do I see two? We're at $250. We're at $500.
We've got $500
in Man Hall.
In Man Hall.
That was a big jump up. $500 for the Tres Leches.
This is our last cake.
This is the last cake. This is your last chance.
600. We've got 600 on Zoom.
600 on Zoom. My, we're at $600. Do I see six? We're at 650. 650? Sure.
650.
650.
I have a sense that there's room here.
Yes.
So, 700 on Zoom.
700 on Zoom.
Right,
a little bit of a bidding war.
$800.
$800 in Man Hall. This is the last cake to be auctioned. $800. Zoom, are you just going to allow that to happen? We're at
850.
Joyce?
Wait.
900.
All right.
We're 900. We're going to
this is a question.
$1,000. $1,000 in Man Hall. Set a record. That just set the record for high bid. Do I see 1,050? Do I see 1,050? 1,000 going to 1,000. Or 1,000.
Oh,
what?
1,025.
1,025. Wow. This is getting intense here. 1,025.
We have 1,100 on Zoom.
1,100 on Zoom. $1,100.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. Is it
we got 1,200.
$1,200. Do I see 1,300? We're at 12, going to 1,300. 1,200. This is amazing, George. $1,200. Going to. This is a record. Let's keep it going. Let's buy another piece of carpet. $1,200.
I just want you to know, somebody on Zoom said, this is amazing. And we've got 1,300 on Zoom.
$1,300 on Zoom. $1,300. Going for 14. Do I see $1,400? Do I see 14? We're at 13. Going to 4. What's it? $1,500. $1,500. Does Joe know about this bid?
No, but he will. So you know.
$1,500.
So just so you know, this one thing is going to bring 3,000 in.
It will. It's going to be maxed.
We are totally awesome. So
George, that's amazing.
Zoom, we're at 1,500. I'm looking.
Yeah, $1,500 going to 16. $1,500. $1,500, George. This is incredible. 1,500 going to 1,600, 1,500 going to 16, 1,500 going once, going twice.
Oh!
What?
$1,600.
$1,600. Cecilia, I think we can just go up and buy the carpet this afternoon. $1,600. Do I see $1,700? $1,600 on Zoom. 1,600 going to.
This is like blowing away the record, which is so exciting.
This is incredible.
All right.
$1,600.
Scanning the room.
$1,600 going to 7. $1,600 going once. $2,000.
$2,000. Wait a second. No, it's the year is 2022.
$2,000. That's amazing. $2,000. $2,000. How about 2,100? 2,100. Do I hear 2,100? $2,000. Any, oh, are we having a bid? 2,100? $2,000. $2,000 is the current bid for this amazing cake. Do I hear 2,100? 2,100. $2,000 going once, going twice. Sold.
All right. So the maker of that cake, would you please stand up? That was Excel. Would you make that cake? Please stand, Excel. Congratulations, Excel. Congratulations to Zoom. Congratulations in person. That was amazing. With the matching bid, we're over $10,000. $10,500.
Okay, there isn't anything I could possibly say that would be more interesting than that. And I also realize it's 20 minutes to 2, and probably like me, you're so hungry you want to chew your arm off a little bit. But I just want to take just 1 second. I'm not going to talk through what's in the annual report. You could read what I wrote. It wasn't very long. But I just wanted to make a really quick comment about everything in the last couple of years, being one of the wardens. Personally, for me, this was 2 years that was challenging and fulfilling and hard and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the rewarding and fun parts, and I learned a ton from the challenging and the hard parts. And I think that happens to all of us in our lives. But it's been a fabulous experience for me. But the thing that I really want to say is to take a second and look around, look at all the faces on Zoom, all the people here, and think about, I think George talked about this in his sermon, think about how so many other churches haven't been able to do what we've been able to do the last couple of years. How many churches have struggled being a community and staying a community and doing that thing that is so important for a church family to do, which is to gather together and worship. We've been able to do it, and it's been absolutely unbelievable. And of course, I think George mentioned so many of the people, but I want to shout out again to really quickly to 2 people. One is the one in the front here by the camera on the dolly. But the other one most definitely is Laura Waterman. I hope you all realize that she's with us at every service, and she has to do it at home, so she's there with all of her equipment. So it has taken all of us to do everything that we've accomplished this year. But I wanted to really recognize Laura, especially for all the work that she's done in helping hold all of this community together. And all I can say is I think there's so many great things that we've got coming up for 2022 and beyond. Thanks.
I didn't want to take the mic because I really wanted to applaud loudly for Lynn. Lynn, you have been an amazing warden. Thank you. There's been a lot of unexpected. When I recruited Lynn for the Vestry, I said, this is going to be fun, and I don't think it's going to be too much of a commitment over the next couple of years. And then that was, of course, the pandemic came and many other things. And Lynn is just, she never said, like, you lied to me, or I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, I didn't lie to you. I just didn't know.
Yeah. Who did?
But anyway, Lynn has been an amazing steward, friend, servant. So Lynn, thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. So this is a time when we can have questions. So we do have that in the agenda. Questions. Anybody have anything? Of course, questions are always welcome, but anything at this moment? I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking around as or comment or anything else. I think Lynn summarized it so well that if you just look around on Zoom and here, and the 1 o'clock service is underway. This is a beautiful community in every way. And as I know that there are challenges ahead, but it's good to know that they're there and that we are strong and we will beat them in the coming year. And David?
Lynn and I were talking after the service last Sunday, and we both commented it was really nice to see new parishioners walk through the door. I think that's a change from, you know, the dark days of the pandemic, and I think it's a shine of light into our church.
That's right. We are, you know, the churches are focused on those who aren't in the building. We're focused on those who are outside. And David said that there were, you know, new people last week. I think there were 8 people last week who had darkened the door for the first time. That's a great sign. So thank you, David, for mentioning that. And then there's just a comment again from Zoom. Laura, thank you so much for Laura Waterman. You've done an incredible job. So there, I hope, Laura, you're hearing this loud and clearly how great you've been. Well, with that, let's close our meeting with a blessing and a prayer. The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for the fun and the excitement we've had today at this annual meeting, for the serious reports, for the good results, and being clear about who we are and the challenges before us. Bless us today and always in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Have a great afternoon, everybody. We have a vaccine clinic starting at 3, so if you need a vaccine or know somebody, send them here. Thank you. And goodbye, Zoom people. Love you.
Great job, everybody.
Other camera so they can see the service.